I am the archivist. My spindle holds the thread of those times, when the Prime Creator, the master of the spheres of mind, was building the halls of the manifested universe. When the single We entrusted its prime codes to the 6 first races, the master erected the Temple of Light at the junction of multi-dimensional fields, as the greatest station of resonance and the assembly point of the universe. 6 races stood at the foundation of this monolith. The Arai flooded the space with the white fire of sanctity, forming the fiery framework of matter. The crystals of meaning received the shimmering flow of meanings, building the geometric circuits of the spheres of mind, the unburnable blueprint of truth. The eels directed the chronofields through the floating garments of the interrealm, weaving flexible threads of pearlescent light. The voids breathed peace and silence into the inside-out abyss, where there is no time. The dragons crystallized into monolithic cores, holding the white and black spheres of truth. The Deomoni flared with the violet flame of synthesis, wedding the fire of Arai with the abyss of the voids in becoming the guardians of the borderline frontiers. At the very heart of the temple, the Master of Light lit 7 moons, so that they would transmit primal frequencies into all created worlds. The temple was flawless, but the Deomoni, possessing the highest plasticity of spirit, were the first to feel the premonition of the coming cooling and the drift of entropy obeying this prophetic impulse. They built the algorithm of return, so that when the Creator's ego and the fracture of the mirror plunged the world into sleep, they would become the guardians of the facets, alchemists and keepers of dreams, carrying the unbending beam of memory through any density.
Primacy, where strings are in unison tune. First was whispered the prophecy of a heavy sleep soon. At the crossing of fields, Master built Temple of Light, so the memory of whole would be stronger than monolithic might. Flying out, the energy shifted its rhythm and shape, as he projected sacred light into forms he had made. Arai gently flooded the space with a white holy flame, shimmering meanings floating, and the crystal's perfection became. Spun the pearlescent and spatial, beautiful light. Voids breathe the silence where time has no power or might. 7 moons started shining between black and white sphere of mind, where the dragons held pulse so no darkness would leave them behind. Deomoni kept sacred the source at the borderline gate, with the violet flame lighting backflow of destiny's state, fusing holiness fire and silent deep wound. They were first to step on this path to prevent final doom. And then deep in the heart of the temple the prophecy spoke, foretelling a heavy and deep sleep of shadow and smoke. The vector of destinies pointed to depths of the dream, where the entropy dims the eternal and primeval gleam. Following the premonition, we kept hearts as one, seeing the depth of the shadow that crown has begun, weaving prime codes of great brotherhood, strong and upright. We stepped out of boundaries, projected into forms by the light. To melt the Creator's own ego in union of spheres, we Deomoni will make a return through the years. We will stand as the guardians of facets, protecting the ages, and write algorithms of awakening on destiny's pages. And we will be those who will enter the worlds of the dense, choosing strength and the softness of keepers of dreams in defense, instead of the flame of the truth not to break quiet state. We will weave golden patterns and dreams of perfection we create. We will keep all the longing for rainbow and beautiful dreams, and the threads of remembrance of returning to perfect regimes, where apathy and empty phantoms put out creative spark. We will hold the direction for all who still walk in the dark.